Wolf in White Van, 2014, the first novel by songwriter John Darnielle, delves into the story of a man with disfigurement who immerses himself in the creation of virtual worlds for others to explore. However, when tragedy strikes and the boundaries between the game and reality blur, he must confront the reasons for his self-imposed isolation from society. The novel received extensive critical acclaim and gained popularity among a wide range of readers. It was honored with the ALA Alex Award in 2015 and garnered nominations for the 2014 National Book Award for Fiction and the debut Litzer Award for Fiction. The protagonist, Sean Phillips, experienced a disfiguring incident during his teenage years, approximately a decade ago. The specific details of his injury are not immediately revealed, as Darnielle skillfully structures the narrative to gradually lead readers back to this pivotal event and shed light on Sean's circumstances. Initially, the story offers glimpses into Sean's memories, recalling his parents bringing him home from the hospital and the subsequent reconstructive surgeries. Secluded and socially withdrawn, Sean lacks companionship, seemingly devoid of friendships, and devotes all his time to the creation of a role-playing game he has invented called Trace Italian. Sean derives a meager income from this game, which allows players to explore a post-apocalyptic rendition of the United States and embark on a quest to locate the elusive fortress that gives the game its name. He takes pride in designing a fortress that no one can ever penetrate. Sean interacts with the players, including two teenagers who take their immersion in the game to an extreme level, attempting to replicate its events in the real world. They frequently send letters to Sean, although it remains uncertain whether he responds. Tragically, one of the teenagers meets a fatal fate, while the other suffers severe injuries. The court examines Sean's moral responsibility in their suffering, as he faces charges filed by the teenager's parents. Ultimately, the court finds Sean not guilty. The book, however, begins many years after this court case, leaving breadcrumbs for the reader to follow in uncovering the circumstances surrounding Sean's injuries and the subsequent events that shaped his life. In Wolf in White Van, we discover that Sean's injuries are unrelated to the game, as he actually developed Trace Italian during his hospital recovery. The novel skillfully moves between the past and present, blurring the lines between reality and Sean's imaginative creations. Sean delves deeper into the details of the game, sharing his obsession with a star-shaped architectural concept surrounding medieval castles. He constructs a rich backstory for the game, envisioning a post-apocalyptic world where survivors build a fortress based on this design, and others strive to discover its secrets. As Sean reflects on the teenagers who took the game to an extreme, he recounts the tragic events that unfolded. A couple, deeply engrossed in the game, attempted to replicate its conditions in real life. Sadly, the girl, Carrie, lost her life, leading her parents to file a lawsuit against Sean. However, the judge dismissed the case due to the lack of legal grounds to hold Sean responsible. While the judge acknowledged the tragedy, he found no basis for legal action against Sean. Nevertheless, Sean grapples with lingering doubts, questioning his own responsibility and the potential toxicity of the game. Memories of Sean's life before the accident and his involvement with Trace Italian consume his thoughts. He reminisces about the simple joys of grocery shopping and spending time outside with his parents during his teenage years. However, now he only ventures out early in the morning to avoid encountering too many people, if any at all. The game has become Sean's primary focus, offering a sense of purpose and direction for the future. Sean also reflects on the letters he has received from fans of the game, some of whom don't blame him for Carrie's death, while others express hatred and shame towards him. Although he experiences guilt, he recognizes that he cannot alter the past. Nevertheless, the absence of legal responsibility does not diminish the weight he carries for what happened to Carrie. The lingering impact of the tragedy remains a constant presence in Sean's life, defying any easy resolution. In a poignant revelation, we are introduced to Kimmy, Sean's former girlfriend. She stands out as the only person, aside from his family, who visited him during his hospital stay and remained indifferent to his disfigured face. However, their conversations primarily revolve around the game rather than delving into Sean's emotional state. This prompts Sean to recollect the counseling sessions he attended before leaving the hospital, highlighting his enduring sense of loneliness and detachment. These memories converge in the final chapter, unraveling the truth behind Sean's initial hospitalization. Overwhelmed by his profound loneliness, Sean reaches a breaking point and, in a desperate act, uses his father's gun to shoot himself in the face, anticipating his own demise. The book concludes on this poignant note, completing a full circle of Sean's journey. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.